What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Bravo Zulu podcast. I'm going to need to get that updated. This is January 1st. We're coming live from the mobile studios. If you guys have been watching some recent stuff I've been posting and putting up, we're and I mentioned it earlier last year in one of the videos briefly. I've gone super official. We are Bravo Zulu Media LLC. All right, we're getting so fucking official around here. Retirement is on the horizon, and we're gonna be doing things big. Let me get that out of the way. We're gonna try to keep this under 30 minutes, maybe even under 20. Let's go through this. First things first. Happy New Year, and welcome back, Navy Fitness Standards. That's not the one I want. That's not the one I want. Let's bring up the fact sheet here. Boom. Hit a screen. Bow. There it is. Bluff. Nav admin. That number announces update to that instruction. Includes physical readiness program and PRP guides and all that good stuff. Who needs to know? Us, sailors, command triad CFLs, and career counselors. Career counselors because they're kicking people out again. What you need to know, key points. We're going back to 2 cycles. Let me get my face up on this screen here. My bad. All right, we're going back to 2 cycles. All right, we'll go down in the middle. And cycle 1, January to June. Cycle 2, July to December. Right. All the other little information in there that talks about, cool, you see it on screen. Pause it if you want to read it. Or go to My Navy HR yourself. Print it out. Talk about it at your own quarters. The big thing here is the BCA, right? That's the biggest. Yes, like they're kicking people out. You get the failures, and I think that will be covered here shortly. I'm not worried about that. I'm about to retire. That's not my concern. But for you out there still on the deck plates, you need to be sure that your sailors are knowing it, and you sailors yourself should know this, right? But the biggest thing here to me is the BCA stuff, because if you handle that problem, you won't have a administrative problem to be dealing with later on. So BCA procedures have been revised and will consist of, will consist of 2 steps. The first of which is the sex neutral. I fucked that up. That's not like lined up no more. That shit throws me off if it's not perfectly square. And is now sex neutral. So no more female, male body comp standard. A little weird because different people, the 2 different genders are designed different, right? So there's that. But with it, as it's sex neutral, this is how they're doing it now. Height, weight, and weight measurements will be collected on all sailors. A waist to height ratio. So the taller you are, couple more inches you get on your waist because you're taller. So that means more, you can go up in body weight, which means usually your stomach is a little bit bigger, unless you're just like a jack dude or jack girl who's just muscles, right? Step 2, calculation of body composition using Navy developed equations that are sex normed, high performance BCA exemption policy. All right, so let's I'm not going to pull up the guide, the BCA guide. I'm not going to nerd out that much about it because I want to keep this short. You could go check it out. But pretty much, I'm 68 inches. My waist is 46. My waist around my belly button is 46. I've been telling y'all I'm fat. I'm getting fattier. Okay. I have a plan going forward there in this new year, though. So you're going to see changes. All right. So that would be you divide, right? Where's my calculator? Let's divide the 46 divided by the 68. Is 0.676, and it's supposed to go out to like 3 to the thousandth or something like that, whatever. I think it might say it in here. It's like 4 decimal places, all right, or 4 spaces after the decimal. So if it's over, like I think it says 0.55 and 99 or something, if it's over that, then you need to go to step 2, okay? If it's under that, you're good to go. So that's all it is. No more neck to waist doing that. That's over. And I'm happy about that. One, obviously, I just shared my numbers. I'm a failure. Straight up, okay? But You know who else are going to be failures now is all the fat fucks. And like, I still have a neck, right? I have a skinny. I'm not supposed to be fat because you can see that I have separation there from my neck to my shoulders to my traps, right? You get the fat people who claim they're just like cock diesel fucking country boy big or something, but they have no neck, right? When you go to measure them, their fucking neck is fat, right? They're just like that. And they're like, yeah, well, I got a fucking 26-inch neck. And it's like, oh my God, shut the fuck up, please. No, you're so fat that you have no neck, right? There's no separation from your fucking earlobe to your shoulder, right? It's just all fucking, and it's not like you've got big old traps that are fucking, just jacked out of the world, looking like Bill Goldberg. No, you have no fucking neck because it's fat. But that big ass neck would help them with their big ass waist. And I like how it clearly states, maybe not on this one, but in the actual instruction and stuff, it says the measurement across the stomach will be across the belly button. So there's no more, and again, that's why mine is big, because I'm big, right? I'm fatty. But there's no more trying to the hip bone. Yeah, my hip bone's all the way down here. You feel it? Yeah, look, my hip bone is where my fat line is, because that's where I bend over. So you're measuring underneath the gut, like where I wear my pants isn't 46 inches, right? But where my belly button is, it is. So I'm really happy they switched it up with that. Step 2, calculation of body composition using Navy developed equations that are sex normed. High performance BCA exemption policy has changed. Sailors who are not within BCA standards must now score an outstanding low overall. Okay, so I think that's what it was up until just a few days ago, or a week, whenever this was released, right? Or it might have been an excellent, I think. So they bumped that up to an overall outstanding low with an excellent medium or higher in all 3 physical readiness tests. So in your planks, your push-ups, and your cardio, you have to have an excellent medium in all 3. So once again, very good move. Okay, very good move, because now you can't just be like, all right, look, I suck at cardio, so I'm going to do a bunch of push-ups. I'm going to do a really long plank, and those numbers will be outstanding, and my cardio is going to be a good, and then I'm going to average out to, boom, excellent low, and I'll just get in there. Gone. Those days are gone. Everything has to be excellent medium. So this is really coming down to all right, look, if and I think it's a fair argument, because this is an argument that's been made. A lot of big guys that claim they're just fucking jacked high-performance machines, but they got a gut. Well, now you have to put out and show it. Sailors not within the BCA standards or fail to meet the PRT standards are required to participate in FEP. Sure. Okay. Talks about pregnancy, stuff like that. Here it is. The following PFA, CFA performance results will appear in overall pass or fail, within standards, not within standards, a numerical overall average score. So this is not about what's going to go in the evaluations. Example, 26, year 26, calendar year 26, the first one, cycle 1, pass within standards, a 95 score, excellent or outstanding high. Oh, that's so good. That is so good. This is one of the better instructions or something that have come out to really spell it out clearly with no oh, well, what about, combat arms sailors. So here's all, there's the big stink. We covered it here on a previous episode when Second War Death was talking about combat tests and this and that, and everyone threw their arms up. Oh my God. But when you actually read the instruction, it said what ratings were combat arms. And here it says it again, your SEALs, your EODs, your SWIC, and fleet diver and divers. That's probably none of you watching or listening. And if it is, hit me up. Let's talk about how you feel about it all. 2 fitness assessments per year. Yeah. Whatever. The CFT consists of an 800-meter swim with fins, push-ups weighted with 20 pounds. Ooh. And pull-ups weighted with 20 pounds, and a 1 mile run weighted with Damn. I think that's a whole new revision right there. The combat fitness test, that's got to be a whole new revision right there. Everything with weights, good. Get after it. Maybe, we should try for that too. So part of the conversation, we're going to jump over to Reddit. I'm not going to pull it up on screen. We'll just go, we'll go full me here. Part of the conversation on Reddit that I'm seeing in places is, what is the job of the command to help with PT, right? What's the role as leadership? What's the role as the command leadership and you as a leader to do this, to enhance fitness, to be the good steward of fitness, whatever the fuck ever, right? And, some of the conversation is like, one of the things go to is always, we don't have time, right? Shipboard sailors don't have time to PT. You got to make time. It's hard, all right? Not many people have more sea time or deployments than me, all right? So I know it's very hard. I've struggled to do it. It's always easier on deployment because you have no escape, so it becomes a lot easier to fit it into your routine. It becomes a lot harder when you're waking up at 4 a.m. to find parking, to be on the ship by time, usually 06-ish, 5:36. So you could just start work at 7, right? Now, if you want to get to work so early that you PT on the ship, that's doable. That PT on the ship, though, it's not like ships. I'm a small boy sailor, right? DDGs and LSD, they had a couple different areas where you get to PT and stuff. It was not great. It was below mid, though. Shipboard ships, unless it's on a carrier or something, you don't have the greatest of fucking equipment or anything, right? It's always just kind of like MWR slapstick, put it together. What do we have left over in what warehouse? Let's go put it on this ship. There's no gym built into ship design, right? It's always kind of like, oh, where's the ship? Oh, well, it was. So actually, let me lie about that, because on LCSs, they did have a room that said gym, and that's where the supply office, the 3M office, and the admin office were put, because there were no offices, or the supply office got turned over to an engineering office, because engineers have no office at all to do anything. So they take the supply office, so the supply got stuck with admin and 3M, and I mean that lovingly. So even when it is designed, it's very small. It had a fucking big old pillar column right in the middle that you can't move or anything, because that's part of ship design. So it's very hard. So what do we have to do to make sure people are getting PT time? I don't know. Really, if your shipboard, so much of it is just going to depend on you and your commitment and discipline to make sure you're going to the PT either on your own time during lunch is a great time to go. I don't mind it at all. I would never mind if my sailors were like, hey, Chief, during PT or during lunch, I'm going to PT. Bet, go ahead. I'm not looking for them like right after lunch then, right? You hear the fireworks in the background, I'm sure. So if you're telling me like, hey, you're going to go PT, you're going to cut out like 10:30, 10:45, go get in PT gear, PT until 12 or something, right? 11 to 12, 10:30, 12, whatever. Then you're going to shower, change out real quick, go eat, and then show up, 12:45, 1300. I'm okay with that, right? I'm not sweating over 30 minutes on either end side of lunch so you can make sure you get some PT in. Okay? As long as that's a regular thing and as long as you're actually PTing. Don't tell me I'm going to go PT and then come to find out you're not PTing, you're just fucking off, right? That's what a lot of people do. They didn't go PT, they went to their fucking rack for an extra fucking hour of a nooner. Okay? So that's, people don't want to hear, sailors don't want to hear, oh, I have to use my fucking lunchtime to PT. It's really the best time to fucking get it in if you're really about it. Otherwise, after you're done with the workday, on your way home, hit the gym. Right? Whether it's on the ship or the one on base or your favorite 24-hour fitness, Golds, whatever it is, Planet Fitness, Crunch, right? Go hit those two. All right. It is going to take away from somewhere sometime, though, but it is like your responsibility. Now, the instruction has always said that the command should afford people time during the normal working hours. And that's where it kind of gets like, well, they switch up the normal working hours. It's like 1 hour before, 1 hour after. So now they're having people muster at 05 for command PT, which means, again, I'm easily waking up at 04, if not 3:30, so I could get out the door, get through the fucking parking fuck situation going on to base, so I could be at command PT, because every command now is doing PT at the same gym, on the same fields, going through the same gates at the same time at 4:30. And now we can't even make that 5, And then the problem gets into, like, we go out there, and I saw this, someone posted this on like Instagram or something. The comment was like, let's get fucking for real. Your fucking Taibo Ho yoga bullshit class out there at 5 a.m. for like 30 minutes. It's trash. And it does not motivate anybody to fucking put in real effort or do a great job, or to want to be there, to want to be in shape, to get, fit. It becomes a time suck. It becomes a waste of fucking time. It becomes like that. Like, it becomes the fuck this. Like, fuck PT. Fuck command PT. I don't want to be here at 05 where I'm doing, kickboxing out on the field, and it's just bullshit, right? Like, you have to make them sweat. You have to make them hurt. Feel the pain a little bit so they can feel like, fuck, okay, yeah, we just got fucking beat down for like 45 minutes, an hour, legitimately, and I do feel good from this, right? I do feel like I've been moving for the first hour of the day, not just, I felt like I went out here and I fucking sat around sitting doing nothing. And you could jump in the comments and be like, yeah, well, you should put out more effort. Let me know how many fucking Taibo classes you've gone to where you're just putting out all the effort, okay? Or insanity, right? Let's read some I got Reddit. Let's read some Reddit comments. It's also pointless. Every command PT I've ever been to or been done is PT I've ever done is poorly led and usually ends up with people stretching for 30 minutes and then jog around the track. Exactly. Right? If that's what you're doing at your command PT, you're not fulfilling anybody's PT, right? To get everything going. You have to make it better. And this is like, so we do PT at my command here, and like it's decent. I think it could be better. I think we could push everyone a little bit harder. Even my old chunky self, I'm out there putting out. We did laps before we did stand down, and it was like, I was like, come on, let's go for the big lap. Let's go take the big lap around. And you still get the people like, no, like, we're only doing this small lap. I was like, well, let's get in a formation run. Let's do a formation, right? Let's call some cadence. You might not like it, but you know what? When everybody's doing it at the command, people start getting motivated. You could not like it. People start getting motivated, though. All right, or stretching for 10 seconds and sending the fatter and or older people, me, limb do, because whatever 23-year-old gym bro was leading it doesn't understand not everyone can do the same shit as him. Okay, but that's where it's like that gym bro, if he's a gym bro, there's certain things we can and can't do exercise wise. No one is asking you at Command PT to keep up with the gym bro, but can you even fucking attempt to do some mountain climbers, or can you even attempt to do some burpees, right? If I say do 10 burpees, right, and I do 10, and Mount I do 10 and you only do 5, and then I'm like, all right, next exercise. Well, did you do 5 good ones? Because if you did, awesome, you did 5 good ones. Good for you. Like, let's keep moving though. Let's work up. Maybe in 2 months, you'll be able to do the same 10 that I can do. Okay. But yeah, I think it's we are so inactive that you get hurt and things like that. Shit. I pulled my hamstrings back there in November, November, pulled both my hamstrings running sprints. Did not feel good. Right. straight to physical therapy after Thanksgiving break. So you're saying it's either pointless because it's not strenuous enough, or it's pointless because it's too strenuous. That's a good comment, right? I would defer to the first part, though, to the former, not the latter, right? That's what they say. It is pointless if PT is pointless if it is not strenuous enough, because then people feel like they're just wasting their time and they could have just sat around at their fucking house because they're just sitting around on the track or in the field. Okay. Now, it's up to the individual to rise to the challenge of Jim Bro leading it, right? And that's where it comes in. You got to know yourself, right? Be humble enough to know your limits, but also humble enough to like challenge yourself to pushing those limits, which sailors, when it comes to PT, are not fucking familiar with at all, right? We're not. Because, I mean, look at all the shit that has been talked over the whole last year anyways about how we should lower the standards for PT because we're not in combat. We're just watchstanders. All we do is sit at the fucking console as an OS and just fucking munch and try not to fall asleep. So what do I need to be in shape for? Oh, well, we're in cyber and we're just fucking computer nerds typing away at the computer all day long. So it's okay if I'm fat. If I have fucking high blood pressure and bad cholesterol, that's okay. I'm projecting. The military is very broadly staffed, and an effective exercise outline for an 18 to 20-year-old male relatively fresh out of boot camp is going to look wildly different from one that's effective and safe for a 42-year-old senior chief who has fucked up his knees, back, and shoulders. And nearly everyone who has served, regardless of branch, comes out with fucked up knees, back, and shoulders. We'd be less fucked up if we had better physical fitness, though. Keep things high intensity for the young bucks, and you run a serious risk of hurting the guys closer to retirement. So what? Like, if you get that, like, tone it down for the older guys, and you're not doing jack shit, but wasting the young guys' time. Absolutely. That's why, again, when we say, hey, it's push-ups, you drop down and you do your push-ups, and the goal is to get to the 20. If you're taking breaks in that 20, then you're taking those breaks. Whether you're young or old, it doesn't really matter. But the point is to set the number and push yourself to get to that. All right. And nearly everyone who has served. All right. Blah, blah, blah. Keep things intensity. Yep. Tone down for the older guys. Yep. Pretending we can have everyone exercise together effectively like it's a training montage from Mulan is just silly. The entire thing is at best a drunk moron who can't do anything but PT trying to emulate leadership, and at worst, it's trying to get rid of as many people as possible just before they're eligible to retire, continuing a proud tradition of finding ways to grind servicemen into dust and throw them away. All right, that whole last paragraph was just this person venting that they don't like the Sec F4, right? That's a drunk moron who can't do anything but PT. That's that comment, right? Is them projecting they don't like Sec F4. Okay. Whatever. It's fucking like PT. Maybe that would be fair to have a morning run with the young ones and 2 other runs with other age groups at the same time or throughout the day at different points. Sure. Right? Why not? If you're doing command PT, you got everyone out there, you could break it down like that. Or you could just, hey, like, check yourself. Why can't we just police ourselves? Why can't we just check ourselves? That I'm losing my mind on that. Why? If you say do 20 push-ups and I could do 10, and then I could do 5 more struggling, and then that person's done, then let's move on. It's that shit though. Then this is where we mess up. The leaders and whoever the CFLs, right? CFL is out there doing push-ups. Boom, doing the push-up. They're looking around. 1, 2, 3, 1. And then they get them. They're like, oh. And they're holding it. They're like that. They're holding it. And they're making sure everyone's up. And they just want to stand there for a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 2. And they look around. And then they keep doing that. It's like, motherfucker, just do the push-ups. Just do 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 3. Right? Just knock out the push-ups. You don't need to look around and make sure. Like, fuck shit, man. Like, we don't start off as strong as we should, and then it doesn't help that you just try to fuck with us. So your points of what gets great about structured PT, at least where I'm at. You go and work out 1.5, 2 hours. Cardio and weights are pretty much a part of every day. You can run, bike, treadmill, ski erg, or VersaClimber, all at your own pace. For the weights, we have prescribed work. Okay. Basically, structuring a workout around do 100 push-ups and 200 squats is a recipe for disaster, like you said, but having workouts that are designed to push people as individuals is great. Run on the treadmill at your 60% pace for 2 minutes and Thursday, blah, 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 blah. But we don't, I'd be interested to know where that person works, right? Some communities in SW have trainers on staff there to coach and train those warrior athletes, as they call them for a little bit. Not sure if they still do. Again, my buddy Alex, who's been on the show, that's what he does with some people. Okay, like it's great if you're a part of that, and that's why the Army has that for their whole H2F. I think Alex has talked about it. I might have to get him back on here so we can talk some more about this stuff. But yeah, it's I don't know. I think this is a great direction. Every sailor let's read this one. Every sailor that should work out. God damn, man. Fucking reading ready, you guys, is hard. Every sailor that should work out every day. But this sucks for sailors that are already in shape and following a workout plan for their own fitness goals. I think a much better option would be for commands to allow for PT time and have an option for a group PT, but also allow for sailors to PT on their own. Yeah. Obviously, if people are failing PRTs and they won't get a choice, but if you're already in shape and can be trusted to do your own thing, then that should be allowed. No, it fucking shouldn't. That's exactly our problem right now, right? We always say that. That's always the fucking, I'm good. I don't need a fucking command PT. I'm good. I know what I'm doing. And then they fail. No matter how much PT they actually do, right? You always come up with failures here or there of those people that talk like that. Now, the ones that are actually really working out, of course, like I'm not talking about them, but you're talking about the ones that are saying shit like this just because they don't want to go to command PT, because they think them going to the gym every now and then, they're good. They'll be all right. The response to that, probably just use command division discretion to determine who needs to be at group PT. Also, let fit sailors who aren't CFLs volunteer to lead groups and claim the time as sailorization time and results for evals and boards. Why not just be a fucking CFL? If you're in shape, why not just go to CFL school and fucking lead it or be a CFL? What the fuck are we talking about? The point of CFL is to get you trained up so you know how to lead PT and what kind of exercises and program you should do, because it is very basic for everyone to participate in at that command level. So you're not breaking down into 5 or 10 different groups based on your performance. All right, can I get all the wannabe high school athletes that have a glory story about with the one time they dunked? All right, I'll get you guys over here. All right. And then can I get another group of all the old fat chiefs? You all are over there. You know, like, get the fuck out of here, man. This is so, like, some of these comments are so dumb. All right, I'm done with that. In other news, let's pull up this. We got, no, that's it. We're at time. Yep, we're at time. Tomorrow's, I got this goal. I'm going to try to put out an episode every day for the whole year about something, even if it's just me staring back at you, staring at me, staring at each other. Tomorrow's episode, C&O's reading list. C&O dropped his reading list. I'm about to buy a couple of those books. I'm about to start listening to them because I don't read. All right. And that's all we got for tonight. Tune in tomorrow for another episode of the Bravo Zulu podcast. We have big things coming in 2026. I'm excited. I have 18 months-ish until 20 months until I retire. Join us on the ride. I got more stuff coming. We'll see you guys next. Oh, don't forget, the views and opinions expressed here are only of myself, Joshua Moore. Do not represent DOD, DON, DOW, or CPO mess or anywhere else. It's just me talking to you. Catch you on the next one.